All right, we are live. Welcome everybody to another Sunday live stream. There's always some technical difficulties here. Trying to get back into it. Give me 1 second here, folks. We're actually outside, but it started to rain, so we brought it inside, and we are just getting it going here. Okay. Interesting. All right, I guess we're just gonna hop right into it. Trying to figure out these technical difficulties. I am currently just using the mic from my computer because we are working on the real mic here. But welcome, thank you guys for joining. Just trying to work through these technicalities, what we hear. Even we got to fix the camera, but so it goes. This is what happens when you don't do this in quite a few weeks. But we are keeping it moving. We are moving forward. So yes, we're here back in Negril, back at Travelers. Sun just started to peek out as we move into the as we move inside, but that's okay. This is what happens. But we think it's safer to be in here rather than outside. But yeah, the sun seems to be coming back out. Good to be back. Good to be back on island. Deeper consciousness. Hello. Thanks for joining. Of course, as usual, I like to hear where everybody is from. So just hit me in the comments. Let me know where you're chiming in from, and we could keep it moving. Don't have much of an agenda today. More of a catch up than anything else. So obviously I've been away for a few weeks and got some announcements. And of course, we're going to talk about ThriveX, the conference that's coming up in November, and kind of go through the details. I've been getting a lot of inquiries and questions via email and through the website, and want to address some of those. And any questions that you have here in the comments about the conference or anything for that matter. And of course, yesterday we celebrated 60 years of independence here in Jamaica. So yes, happy Independence Day to everyone. And shooting out a little Independence Day, post Independence Day sunshine over there. Hey Vanessa, thanks for chiming in. Hi Rachel, chiming in from Miami. Yes, it's been a while. Thanks for hopping on. Always appreciated. Like seeing familiar faces. Hey Vanessa. Danette chiming in from California. Welcome. I feel like I'm talking low because it's like so quiet here. So I don't want to be too loud. Anyway, out of many, we are one. Thanks for chiming in. Happy Independence. DF chiming in from London. Welcome. Thanks for hopping on. Naya, how you doing? Thanks for coming on. Welcome. Joining from ATL. Awesome. Ed, glad you like the view. I wish we were out there, but this is kind of what we got to work with for right now. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all for chiming in. Sweating. It's pretty warm here. I'm gonna try to get a fan over here in a little bit to cool me down. Poughkeepsie, New York. Nadine, thanks for chiming in. K Natural, hello. Good to see all these familiar faces. Thanks for not forgetting about me these last few weeks. I do want to talk about that a little at some point. I'm gonna sweat through my shirt, so I won't be bothered about that. All right, so let's hop right into the agenda. I don't want to hold everybody up, but if you do have questions, please let me know as it relates to, as I mentioned before, DropX or anything Jamaica related. Please let me know. But as I mentioned, I was away for a few weeks working on a really cool project, and I wish I could tell you about it, but I can't. Um, it's going to be coming out within the next few months, and I was in the States doing it, working on it, and I didn't, and why I haven't been posting, I didn't have access to the internet on my phone. I had very limited access to my phone, I should say, while I was on this project, and couldn't really work too much on YouTube stuff. We did a couple of releases here and there. The team did it while I was away, but nothing like the upload schedule that I had promised. And of course, I wasn't able to live stream either, which I really miss. This is kind of my favorite thing to do on Sundays. This has kind of become part of my weekly schedule, as a matter of fact. And that's kind of why I've been away. But it's something, the project I've been working on it's like something I've never done before, and kind of stepped outside of my comfort zone. I thought it was an amazing opportunity for myself, and to have a new experience that I have never had before. And as time progresses, and as we get closer to a date where I can talk about it, of course, you all will be the first to know about it, and we can discuss it here. But just letting you know, that's what I've been up to for the last 3-4 weeks at this point. And but happy to be back in Jamaica. Happy to have been here for Independence Day yesterday, which was cool. There was a lot of festivities going on here in Negril. The beach was packed. I went on a long run yesterday, and up by Long Bay, and also even downtown, it was just like loads and loads and loads of people there. There was parties, even into the night. I think I went home around about 8 o'clock last night. I think about a little after 8 o'clock, 8:30. And even driving home, there was a bunch of parties on the road. So it seems like everybody had a lot of fun and had a good independence here in Negril. I haven't, obviously, well, maybe not obviously, but I wasn't here for Dream Weekend, of course, which is like the staple, the grill, or independent. I won't even say the grill, but I think like the Independence Weekend, Emancipation and Independence Week celebration is Dream Weekend, and that was here in the grill. And I mean, I don't know how it was in terms of like how fun it was. It looked fun from Instagram and from YouTube and videos and pictures that I saw, and the friends who I heard, but the few friends that I spoke to who went, they said they had a great time. So it seemed like it was good. The hotel here, Travelers, well, we did well. We were fully booked. I know a few people had contacted me about rooms while I was away, but we didn't have any, unfortunately, to sell. We just had very high occupancy. So that's kind of what was happening with Dream Weekend. Of course, the traffic, from what I heard, was not as bad. It was bad. Don't get me wrong, it was bad, but it seemed like it was more concentrated to the northern part of the boulevard, as opposed to the past years. A lot of the activities were like in the southern part here, like closer to Travelers, and even spread out, which really congested the Norman Manley Boulevard to no end. But I believe it seemed like it was a little better from what I've heard. what I've heard and what I've seen in chat groups, sort of thing. Um, yeah, it seemed like it was okay. Like I said, it seemed like people had a lot of fun. That's just the initial feedback that I've gotten from Dream Weekend at this point in time. Let's go to some comments here. Out of many, no guest today. No guest today. It's just me, more updating than anything else. If that's okay. ICC, thank you very much. Thank you. Hey Ingrid, welcome. Nice to see you again. Nadine, happy Independence to Jamaica and to you, to all. Sade, thank you. Good to be back. Good to see all these familiar faces. Hi Suzette. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Right, moving right along. I do want to talk a little bit about ThropX. I have the website here. Sorry, I feel like, again, I got to talk low because it's super silent in here. Okay, so for those that don't know, that is the investment conference that I'm hosting here in Jamaica, here in Negril at Travelers from November 10th to 14th. And I saw a lot of you, good amount of you have actually booked the conference while I was away, which is awesome. So thank you so much for those who have already registered and booked for ThropX in November. I think I spoke to a few of you, basically everybody who books, like I'm going to give you a call. So if you haven't received a phone call from me, expect one this week. And it's just to answer any questions that you may have about the conference or any questions that you have in general. I'd be more than happy to talk to you about or help you with in any way. So I'm going to try and if I called you and you got a missed phone call from a strange number, it might be me. I'm going to try to give you a call back, or if I try again and I don't get you, I'll shoot you an email and try to find a time that is more convenient for you. And I just want to keep the conference itself really super, super intimate. And I don't want anybody to be strangers. I don't want you to be a stranger to me in being part of the conference. And I want you to feel like you can ask me anything as it relates to investing in Jamaica or the conference itself. And then that same thing with you meeting other people. And I think like me kind of getting to know you a little bit on the phone, that's going to put me in a better position to introduce you to others who are in the conference, because I know a little bit about everybody. And I think that's important that we have just making these connections. And if like you're in the same industry as somebody else, or you live in the same city or same town, I think that's important that we put like-minded people together. And that's one of the main goals of this conference, is to really walk away with this conference with not only like valuable knowledge about investing, moving to Jamaica, but also to walk away with a much stronger network than you've had before. So I think in order to try to accomplish that goal, a lot of that work has to be done before the conference actually starts. So that's, again, one of my initiatives in terms of making these connections and making these phone calls and trying to accomplish that goal at the end of making everybody's network a lot stronger. If you have any questions about it, we're going to be updating the website and putting more information on that, but the basic information about the conference is on the website. You can take a look at it. I put it there in the comments. You can check it out. I can also put it up on the banner. And you can check out the conference information on the conference, and we can take it from there. I think it's going to be I'm really excited for it. I think it's going to be a one-of-a-kind conference, and it's not going to be a lot of people. Like I said, the maximum I want to keep it at 50 people. So it'll be 50 registrants plus the panelists, and that's going to be a lot of people already. So I don't want to make it too much more than that, because otherwise, like, I feel like we're going to lose the intimacy, and then I also want it to be a very high value conference as well. So with that, um, keeping the numbers low is important to me, and we again accomplish that goal of like everybody knowing everybody throughout this conference. And we only have a few days together, so we have to make every single day count, and it is a pretty packed itinerary. There is, if you look on the website, there is some downtime, because I think that's important as well, that you're able to kind of use it as a vacation as well. And I know I've spoken to some people, they're not just coming for the 4 days, they're staying a week or a week extra, are coming a week before and then coming to the conference. So that's the idea, that you kind of build it into a vacation. And I hope more people are thinking along those lines, if you have the time, that is, to use it to explore the island as well. And yeah, you use the time to explore the island, maybe even catch up with family, that sort of thing. So I hope you're using the time for more than one purpose at the end of the day. So I guess the biggest part that I'm excited about are the panelists, and that to me is, I feel like, in addition to the networking, as mentioned before, you get like these subject matter experts, and I think that's one of the greatest things about this. And these are all people that I've like handpicked, all people that I've interviewed, all people that I've actually worked with, that I can really sign my name to, so to speak, on being the best, and in my opinion, on being the best that I've worked with, and kind of the best in the industry. And they are also very excited to be a part of this as well. Thank you. They're also very excited to be a part of this as well. So I can go over the itinerary, like some parts of the itinerary. So one of the things I'm excited about on the Saturday, like we're actually doing a Negril tour, and we're going to both commercial and residential properties to visit them, and to not only get an idea, but a physical feel of what these properties are like, how much they cost, what type of investing, in what type of financing you need to invest in them. Also, the people who will be providing the money, the banks, will also be part of the conference. They will be here as well, and you'll have like multiple times of access to them. So I'm actually even trying to get a lot of them to come on the tour. So as we're going through and going from place to place, it's also an opportunity for you to ask them more intimate, direct questions about your specific situation. Haven't confirmed that with everybody, but there are some panelists who will be kind of with us the entire weekend, not just for like coming to speak and leave. And I think that's also a unique aspect of this conference, is that the people are going to be here for the entire time. Sorry, 1 second, guys. Trying to hook up this speaker. Yeah, so that's one of the unique aspects of the conference, is the continuous access, our opportunity to engage with the panelists throughout the conference. And it should be a lot of fun. The people who are coming, like I said before, like they're super experts in their specific fields. So that's Saturday. Like that's again probably one of the most exciting parts. And then also the farewell dinner. I don't want to give too much away. That's kind of like a surprise that we're gonna have with that. And the location is pretty awesome as well for the farewell dinner. And then of course, like I said, the panel discussions are going to be pretty amazing. And we're trying to hit on multiple levels with the panel discussions. Like I don't want to, like, this is not like just purely like real estate we're talking about. It's a big part of it as well, but I also think a big part of the the conference is getting an understanding of the like what it is actually like to live here, and like I think that's a big question that a lot of people have, and especially specifically, like I get this a lot, and I'm not saying trying to single out any particular group of people, but a lot of retired people are people near retiring want to get an understanding of what the lifestyle will actually be like if you were to live here, and what is the lifestyle for the people who are actually living here right now. And I think that's a really I think that's like a really important part of this, is getting across what it is like to be here given your specific situation. So if you're a young people, what is it like for you to be in your 20s or you're in your 30s and living here? And this is very specific to Negril, obviously, because the conference is in Negril. Although some of the people who are coming on as panelists are going to be coming from other parts of the island and from Kingston, but specifically for the lifestyle panel discussions, it's going to be mostly people from from Negril. But if you do have questions about other parts of the island, there will be people here who came from St. Thomas but live in Westmoreland or Hanover, or they grew up in St. Anne but now they live in Kingston. So you'll be able to ask one-offs and kind of get that sort of information if that is something that you're interested in. We are gonna try to switch mics here. Mic check. I think this works. Mic check. Mic check. All right, we're gonna switch mics. Let me know if you can hear me or not. All right, just switch mics. Let me know if this is better, if you can hear me, or if you have any issues. Okay, we got a little feedback in the mic. Yeah, so we got a little feedback. Hold on, let's try to fix that. All right, we're gonna try to fix the feedback real quick. There we go. Okay, good to go. All right, back on it. Okay, great. Okay, I think this is much better and a little bit cleaner audio as well. Okay, wonderful. Thank you, everybody. And I can hear myself better in my headphones. All right, so yeah, that's more or less the conference. We're planning steadily. We have the team who's helping me out a lot. We got Vanessa here. She's in the comment section here, and some of you have gotten emails from her already, as a matter of fact. And she's the one who's going to be doing the lion's share of communicating with everybody in the conference for the most part. So thank you to Vanessa for her help, and everybody coming to the conference, you'll also be able to you'll meet me, of course, but you also meet Vanessa as well, who has been working very hard in the background and has a lot of work cut out for her, but she already knows that. So she's been a great help so far. Let's hop into the comments real quick. Hey, Donna. In Kingston, very hot. I hear. Yeah, it's hot here. Like I said, it's hot here in Negril as well. Like I am sweating like crazy. I want to hit that water so bad. But nice to have you, Donna. Nice to see you. Josh Edwards says, investment question, bless up drop. I'm scaling up my farm, vegetables, and livestock to be able to market to the hotel industry. What are some difficulties you think I will run into? I think that's a great idea. I was actually having a discussion about this very same thing yesterday, and I definitely would encourage people to like if you're here in Jamaica, like definitely have your own little farm. We're actually doing a farmers market here across the street from Travelers through NEAT, our nonprofit organization, on the 17th of this month. And not only is it like we're giving an opportunity for local farmers to sell their fresh goods, but it's also an opportunity, I think, for us to market the idea of farming at home. And I think that's also a very important aspect of just being here in Jamaica. We have the resources, we have the fruitful soil, we have the fruits, we have the vegetables, and we have the know-how and knowledge. And so, to answer your question directly, Josh, I think it's a great idea. As far as some obstacles that you could be facing, so I'm going to assume that you can produce on a regular, consistent basis, because I think that, not I think, but as a hotel, that's something that we look for is consistency. And we want to be able to rely on you as a farmer. And we have a good relationship with our farmer. He's a local farmer, and we buy produce from him every single week. And he's become very, very dependable on very dependable for us as a hotel. And then also, we have also become dependable for him. So he knows he can count on us as a client. He knows that we are having consistent business. He knows that the freshness of his produce is appreciated not by only by us as a hotel, but also by our guests, because that's obviously a very important part about the food that we serve here at the restaurant. And so, outside of that, I was to say, in addition to that, I think it's important to establish relationships with hotels if that's going to be your main clientele, or whatever industry that you're going with. But obviously, hotels here in Jamaica is probably going to be probably your best bet. That would be my assumption. And so I would just recommend that you're able to be consistent with whatever it is that you're producing, and the hotel can really, really count on you. I think that's super, super important, because we don't want a situation where we're expecting a delivery on Friday at 2:00 and you're unable to come until Monday at 5 p.m. And because, that's not going to work for us, because that's going to increase our expenses. We're going to have to drive downtown because we don't have tomatoes or whatever it is, and buy at a much higher price because our farmer at the time didn't have it for whatever reason. Of course, things happen, but communication in situations of that nature is going to be paramount. And of course, people understand, businesses will understand, we understand, but consistency first and foremost. Second is really establish those relationships. And I don't know if you've already started harvesting, but maybe perhaps before, if you haven't already, set up these lines of communication and these relationships with these businesses. Maybe consider doing that before you actually start selling them. Give away some free samples to show the freshness and the quality of the goods that you're selling. I think that's also important. In addition to that, I don't know what you also how far are you traveling as well? That's something to take into consideration. Are you gonna have a cool truck or an ice truck? I don't know, but I think that's something to take in consideration, because that anything can happen on the road, sort of thing, in terms of meeting deadlines. And you should, I mean, I guess at the end of the day, the biggest challenge, I guess, is just setting up those relationships, because there could be hotels that are already established, have established relationships with farmers. They won't be willing to give you that relationship. And don't think that you always have to compete on price either, because if I have to pay a little bit more money, 10% more than the next guy with you, but your quality is much higher, and then also you're consistent, of course we're willing to pay that. But sometimes coming into a new market or into a new industry that you don't have any experience or relationships with, you may have to be competing on price initially, and then from there proving yourself, so to speak, and then getting up to more focusing on quality than anything else. But that would be, that would be my only thing, I would say. And then, be very clear about your terms of payment. If you're going to be giving a 14-day or 30-day credit, however your model is set up, just make sure that you stick to that, and that you're working with companies and working with hotels that can be trusted. And maybe at first, maybe you can't do that. Maybe it's a COD situation because you just need it for the cash flow. I don't know your situation, but all these things to take in consideration in terms of how you're setting up your business model as a farmer. I hope that helps, Josh. Thank you for the question. Synthwave, how you doing, man? Thanks for chiming in. Indie Travels, hello, welcome. Thanks for coming in. Glenny Day Lifestyle chiming in from West Palm Beach. Happy 60th Independence Day to you all. Happy 60th. Okay, Safi Anderson comment: developers under too much pressure due to demand. I hear they cut corners on workmanship, etc. Who are the people signing off on these? I wonder. It's great to buy a new house, but be careful. Good point. Good point. I think just in general, my excuse me, my and just in my experience being down here and working with not just developers but also contract workers, you just got to be on top of it. You got to be on top of it. Even if you have a foreman, even if you have a project manager, you as the owner, or you as the maybe you're the developer, I don't know, but you just have to stay on top of it and making sure that they don't cut corners. I always recommend people, if you're building, say you're building your dream home, your retirement home here in Jamaica, it's just there are very few instances that I've seen where you being abroad and sending money down here to a construction company, to a family member, even to a contractor, and them building your house and everything working out beautifully. It just doesn't happen. I think I could think of maybe one, and I don't even know them directly. Um, but it's just something that I recommend against. Like, please, like, do yourself a favor, and if you can only be here, and I've said this many times before, if you can only be here a few weeks out of the year, use that time to work and build your house, and then put everything inside a container, lock it up, and then next time or next year when you come back, you start the construction again. Because other than, if outside of that, you're going to lose your shirt. Like, my dad learned that the hard way when building this hotel. He learned the hard way in building his home as well, and not being there. As a matter of fact, like, when they were building the foundation initially, the foundation was built and ready to go to the first floor, and then comes to find out, they didn't go according to the plan, the architectural plan, and they actually had to destroy the entire foundation and start over again. And this is my dad kind of going back and forth. So just a lesson learned from personal experience through my dad. And again, seeing multiple projects that have, where people have tried to build their home from abroad, and it just not work out, and they just kind of, like, so that was like kind of like on the lack of expertise side. Then on the financial side, you're going to lose your shirt. I mean, there's been very many situations where people just keep sending money, and you know how it goes, and they're like, oh no, we ran out of money for lumber, we ran out of money for concrete, or whatever it is. And then next thing the project costs double what it was initially budgeted at. And that's like a regular story here. And so, I mean, long story short is, like, my recommendation, if you're doing any type of construction, like even now we're renovating, we're gearing up for a big renovation in October, and then doing a second phase hopefully in May of 2023. But the first phase is in October, and we're doing one of our bungalows. We're doing a sample bungalow, and there's a project manager, but still every day, like my brother Wingate, he's like checking it every day and going in, seeing what's going on, making sure. And then you don't even have to like have, I would say, construction experience. I would say you just have to have common sense. If something doesn't look right, if something doesn't feel right, you ask questions more than anything else. And that's kind of how I learned construction, how I learned how these things go. It's just like kind of always being there when things are happening, and then asking questions if I don't understand something, or if something feels off to me. And I always even make suggestions, and sometimes they might be a stupid suggestion, but at least I'll have the electrician, the plumber, the mason explain to me why he's doing something the way he's doing it. And again, you kind of just learn the logic as you go along, and then you apply it to different aspects of the project. And that's how I've learned construction at the end of the day. All right. Hope that answers your question or addresses your comment, Safi. Appreciate it. Sade says, "Hey Throp, did you see the launch of the STAR program and the announce updates of the logistics hub? No, I did not. I'm out the loop. If you can explain that, Sade, or link, or have a link to that, or you're talking about, I have no idea. Hey, Shayna. Hello. Welcome. Thanks for chiming in. Captain Brown, happy Sunday to you as well. Chris Charles chiming from New York, 90 degrees. Yeah, I was there last week and I did a run and it was 90 degrees, which was crazy. Not that hot here, but it is raining, as you can see. I think you can see it's raining out here. Sonia Rose, thanks for chiming in. The conference is November 10th to 14th. And I'll throw up the website in the comments there so you can see it and you can click it. Hey, Janet, happy 60th Independence, everybody. Jeff says, how you search for more staff going? Are you planning to expand across the road? Okay, clarification. Okay. How is your search for more staff coming, and are you planning to expand across the street? Yes. So staffing here at I'm assuming you're talking about travelers. Yeah. So here we are. It's coming along. We're still building out a team, and I think we talked about this before. Just this maybe have been months ago, but just like the effect of COVID, and I know that in the news in the States, they talk about this a lot, about just how hard or difficult it's to find workers and to find good workers. And Jamaica is not unique to that. Jamaica has the same problem. Is at the end of the day, we know it's been very, very difficult to find willing and able team members, and it's not just travelers. It's many, many hotels, and I think we're under the same. We're still going through it, as a matter of fact. So it's coming along. It's a slow process, and you kind of always want to adhere to the adage, like hire slow, fire fast type thing. And because you don't want to hire somebody just because they have a pulse, right? You really, and especially since we have such a small team here, if you have, somebody with the wrong attitude or the wrong intention, or just not a team player, whatever it is, it affects the entire hotel, not just the department that they're working for. And so we try to be very careful about who we welcome in to become part of the team, and we try to take our time, even though we're under pressure that we need people to come in. But it's almost more detrimental to have the wrong person in place than having somebody having a gap, so to speak. And that's just, I would say, I think it's that's a good way to approach business. That's a good way to approach building a team. And I think in the long term, that's going to pay off, because at the end of the day, once you go through your processes of getting people and hiring new people, then you're getting the quality and you're getting the right fit, then you're just going to have a really, really strong team at the end of the day. And so that's kind of how that's been our approach to hiring new team members here at Travelers. But coming along, slow moving, but we'll get there eventually. And as far as the expansion across the street, yes, that is definitely still part of our plans. Where right now we're actually, me and my middle brother, we're actually in charge of kind of starting to put that together. And we're really focusing on these new renovations that are coming up. That's kind of like what's in front of our face. But expanding across the street is definitely a priority for us within any near future. And when I say near future, like next couple of years, hopefully we can be breaking ground, actually. Thank you for the question, Jeff. Oh, you're welcome, Josh. Yeah, you got it. So basically, make sure the logistics and quality is good. And I think you will get this. You will definitely get the support as a local. I don't think you'll have any problems with that as well, because it's better to buy local. It's cheaper and it's fresher quality, better quality at the end of the day. So thank you for the question, Josh. Catherine Brown says, shaking my head, that reminds me of someone I knew who owned a truck and loaned it to a friend while he was abroad. The whole time the guy was selling the new inner tires for money and replaced them with used ones. Yeah, very, very common story, unfortunately. Very, very common story. Yeah, I hear this kind of thing all the time. Sorry to hear about your friend. Rain is really coming down. Hey, Janet. Janet says, hi, Throp. Will another travelers in a different location, whether locally or internationally, in the future? Yes. So across the street, that's our next project, our next big project, travelers project. So hopefully the next couple of years we'll be able to break ground on that, and um, we just kind of want to make sure travelers one is nice and secure, and that we have a good team that's running that, so we can focus on the next big project. Thank you for the question, Janet. Hey, Chris, he says, we are jazzed to be at the conference. Just sport our white outfits. Awesome. Hey, I should also mention that I don't know if I made that clear, and we're gonna make it clear on the website. The the um the farewell dinner is an all white party. So if you are registered and you are coming, and I'll continue to remind everybody to bring their white outfits as we get closer, and it'll be very, very clear on the website as well. So yes, please bring a white outfit for the farewell dinner, please. Thank you for that, Chris. Jessica, how you doing? Thanks for chiming in. And for those that don't know Jessica, she has her own YouTube channel. We did an interview a couple weeks ago, and we have another event. We have an adventure video that we did at Roaring River here in Westmoreland that I have yet to edit, but it is coming. And so, yeah, definitely check out her channel, Jessica Cargill. And she does like adventure trips all over the world now, because I saw you did one in DR recently. But she does a lot here in Jamaica and has a lot of great information on doing excursions and camping and free diving and riverside fish fry, all that cool stuff. So she has an awesome channel, really, really great person who represents Jamaica at the highest. So thanks for chiming in, Jess. Shayna, not you don't want to hire somebody because they have a pulse. Yes. Sometimes I've been there before, I've been there, and you just learn, right? You just sometimes you just hire somebody just because you need to fill a position, and then you end up regretting it for sometimes years. Sometimes years you have to deal with this person, whether it's through incompetence or a bad attitude or whatever have you, and it just sucks. It really, really, really does suck, and it sucks for that person too. They're working for a company that just is not the right fit, and so I've learned over the years, like, yeah, definitely don't hire just cause, because you're gonna end up suffering the consequences. Shade says they have completion timelines that are to happen soon. This, I believe, Shade is referring to um, developers timelines. Yes, and I've heard that before too. And yeah, it's, I guess, as a homeowner, as a future homeowner of one of those developments, I'm sure that could be uneasy for you. Angela, thanks for chiming in from Jersey. Welcome. Jeff says you should buy Barbie Barn. Travelers too. Barbie Barn can never seem to get their act together and stay open. From what I heard, they were actually recently sold a few months ago. So I guess I have to confirm that. But I heard they were recently sold, so that may no longer be an option for us. Clean Day Lifestyle says easy to hire, hard to fire. I have an HR background, and oh boy, yep. Tell me about it. And same, and here in Jamaica, it's the same, and rightfully so, that like the labor laws are in very much in favor of of workers, which it should be, because there are a lot of, what would I say, dodgy employers and business owners. So I actually have no problem with that. But when it comes down to when you like really need to move on from somebody, it can be very, very difficult to do that. And of course, you want to do it legally and you want to do it in a fair way. And so it can be very, like I said, you can be stuck with somebody for many, many years that are just almost a cancer to your organization and to your company. But I guess that's one of the things about being a business owner. Just gotta kind of go through it. Aaron here, Throp. Good to see you back home at it again. It was indeed good thing meeting you in person the other day. Good to meet you as well. Hold on, were you the person that I met? Let me make sure. I know I made a note of this. No, I met somebody in. I was in Brooklyn actually, and I was just not even in my neighborhood, and I was just like walking into a store, and oh, it is you. Okay, I made a note. Yeah, that's right. It was you, Aaron. I thought you said your name was Aaron, but it's Heron. Okay, good to meet you, and thank you for saying hello, man. Appreciate that. He just called me out. He's like Throp. I was like, who knows me around here? And he's from the Bronx. So yes, thank you so much, man, for saying hello. And anybody else out there who sees me wherever, doesn't matter, say hello. I would love to say hello, and would love to meet any of you and all of you at any time. So please don't be afraid to say hello. So thank you for saying hello, man. Appreciate that. Maybe we'll bump into each other again at some time in the future. Newton Price said I used to work for you guys. When did you work for us, and what department, Newton? Okay. Turn off this picture in picture. Rain is still coming down. So apparently it's been raining here like every day the last few weeks, or at least while I've been away. It's kind of become a thing here. Um, I don't short agenda today. I don't have much. And of course I don't like keeping everybody here when we don't have to. But let me know if you have any questions on anything. Doesn't have to be conference related. Hey Ray, thanks for chiming in from Canada. And as I mentioned before, we're having let me see if I can get the flyer up. So we're having a farmer's market for neat across the street from Travelers. And if you know anybody local, if you know any local farmers, as a matter of fact, that you think would be a good fit for this, you can tell them, they're more than welcome to join. And they could sell their tickets. They just got to get in contact with Neat. I'm trying to. Okay, I just found the flyer here. I don't know how good this is going to show up, but we'll give it a shot. One second here, just uploading. Okay, there we go. So that's the flyer for the farmers market. So it's pretty much all day, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. And this is all locally grown stuff. And we're trying to do this on like a regular basis. So we are like, RADA has one that used to. Oh, I shouldn't say used to be. They still do it downtown by the community center by the beach park, and so we're trying to. And it's actually that one was actually the most successful farmers market in all of Jamaica, from what I understand, the one that we do here in Negril. And so we're doing this through our nonprofit organization and trying to. We have the space across the street, and if you're familiar, like across the street from Travelers, like we have a big open lot, and then and towards the back of the lot we actually have a farm there that where all of our NEAT students actually have planted trees and like basically fruit trees. And so they are able to, we actually we're taking the produce from that farm and also my dad's farm, and it's going to be sold at the farmers market August 17th, 10 days from today. And it's 7 a.m. To 5 p.m. and it should be fun. So if you're in the area, you're going to be around, just stop in. Maybe you want to buy some fresh produce, and maybe your hotel. So like that's what a lot of hotels hotels are actually the main clientele for, at least the one that they do downtown. And it's just an opportunity for hotels to go down there and like get really fresh stuff, really really cheap for the most part, affordable. So that's next couple weeks, actually. All right, let's hop onto the comments. I'm going to bring down that. Sonia says it's been raining nearly every day from what I heard. Rainy season. Yep, rainy season it is. Shana says, have you been kicking track with Jamaicans in track and field events recently? We've been dominating. Yes. I see the women have been dominating like crazy, which is amazing, amazing, amazing. And then the under 20s have been doing phenomenal. Again, especially the women. And then I can't remember his name, the young man, the triple jumper, he broke the under 20 world record, which is awesome. But yeah, the future of track and field in Jamaica looks great. Looks really, really promising. We just got to get the guys, and of course, like I'm gonna switch to me here. Let me take down this, just because I'm like super passionate about track and field and running in general. But like, we got to get the men. Like the men need to step up. We're doing okay, but we're not dominating like the women. The women are just absolutely killing it and making everybody so proud. And the men are making us proud too. But you just see like we have like 17-year-old girls that are killing it right now. So when you think of the longevity of that and like what that's going to turn into in like 3-5 years from now, we're going to be good for the next 2 Olympics, right? Hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll see. But it's just very, very promising, and it's just so exciting to see and so exciting to witness it. I missed a lot of it because I didn't have my phone, but I've been catching up recently. But normally I'd actually watch it. I'd watch it live, but didn't have the opportunity. But thank you, Shayna, for bringing that up. And for anybody that didn't see, it's actually really, really exciting. Makes me smile. And yes, of course, if you haven't hit the like button, please do that. It helps out a lot. Really, really does. I'm Dale the King, says, hey, Throp, greetings from Tampa. Love the content. How's the weather in sunny Negril? Not so sunny right now. Not so sunny right now. But we are in rainy season as mentioned before. So this is to be expected. I'm sure it's going to stop. Usually we get like really, really nice sunsets after these rains. So if we do get a good sunset, I'll make sure that I take a picture and post it for you all in the community, on the community page. Lupus Wolf 4, hello from London. Thanks for chiming in. And Harren confirms that is indeed him. Thanks, man. Thank you again for saying hello. Jeff says the only thing holding me back from going to Negril is the sad state of Canadian Air. Is it just hard to get a ticket? Is it expensive? Is it do you still have restrictions, Jeff? If you could just clarify on that. I know there was Canada was kind of one of the last countries to allow people to travel. So I'm out the loop on that. If you can just explain to us what's making it so challenging as a Canadian to come on down. Have the Commonwealth Games here coming to an end later tonight. It's been good. Oh yes. Oh yeah, and even the women's netball team, they're doing phenomenal as well. I don't know too much about netball, but I played it. I think I played it once or twice here. It's pretty exciting. But yeah, they're doing well as well. Sorry, just getting a swig of water. Luba says, "Love the view. Wish I was there." Yeah, it's not bad. I'm like so happy to be back. You just miss Jamaica. Kind of once you go away for a while, you're just like, man, can't wait to get back. And that's exactly how I felt, just being away for so long. But it's nice. It's nice to go. It's nice to go. Do what I was doing and be away, which was awesome. But it's always nice to come back to Jamaica and to this weather and the beach. I'm very happy on the beach, living on the beach and working on the beach kind of thing. So I try not to take it for granted, as mentioned many times. Shana says, do you foresee another potential lockdown in JA due to monkey paws? Not saying it's government name on purpose. Gotcha. No, I don't like it, at least the feel that I've been getting from around here is just like, especially in the States, people are just fed up with lockdowns. And, even in New York, most people I would say are not wearing their mask anymore on public transportation, on the buses and on the trains, airplane. Most people did not wear their mask, myself included. I haven't been wearing, I've been traveling a lot and I haven't worn my mask on the plane. And it's not like perfect. Like I honestly just forgot. Like I just forgot to wear my mask. And if my aunt is watching, she's probably going to be mad at me for not wearing my mask. But I literally just forget and just kind of go on. And I don't think people are willing to do that. I mean, of course, if it gets really, really bad, sure, are we going to do lockdowns for monkeypox? I mean, I don't want that. But the government and the Ministry of Health is going to have to do whatever they need to do in the best interest of public health. So I don't foresee that, honestly. I really don't. It's really hard. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's really hard for me to see something like that happening, especially with everything going on and just the COVID fatigue everybody's feeling. But not saying it's impossible, but I don't think so. But thank you for the question, Shana. It's a good question. Yeah, I'm laughing at the monkey paws too. Just as Toronto and most airports are short-staffed, customs is a disaster, and there's a good chance you and your luggage will not arrive at the same time. Toronto Airport was just rated the worst in the world. Get out of here! I didn't even know that. The worst in the world. Wow. I will say though that just air travel in general has been different in that it's like when I was going on the project I was going on, like my first flight got canceled. I had to get rerouted to like North Carolina, and I didn't get until like after midnight or something. Like, oh well, no, I didn't get in until 1 a.m. as a matter of fact. So if you're traveling, it's just like kind of be prepared to just your world to get flipped upside down and get to the airport earlier than you would be, because you just never know what's going to happen. And so because I got to the airport early when they canceled the flight, I was like the first person, not the first person, the fourth person on the customer service line, because I was there early and I was able to get my ticket switched. And I was like probably talking with the lady 10 to 15 minutes. And then when I look behind me, the line was probably, I want to say 40 to 50 people deep. And, multiply 10 to 15 minutes times 40 to 50, you're going to be there for a couple hours, and there's only 2 customer service agents there. And so like that was kind of an advantage of getting to the airport early. When I flew back to Jamaica on Friday from New York. My plane got delayed 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My plane got delayed 5 hours, and we were like on the tarmac for quite a few. We were on the tarmac for like 2 or 3 hours, and what it was that the to your point, Jeff, is the pilot. The original pilots that we had on our plane, this is from what I understand, they had already reached their maximum flying hours within a designated time period. So they actually had to switch them out and bring on new pilots. And so we were actually pulling out and then about to take off. And then we pulled back into the gate, waited there for like an hour. And they were like, all right, let everybody off. We have to wait for these 2 pilots to come in to fly the plane. And it was because of that, because they've been working too many hours. And obviously being in aviation, you can only, and being the pilot of a plane, there's certain risks that you can't take, and you can't be sleeping, you can't be overworked, because you have the responsibility of, on our plane, probably 200 and something souls. So that is to your point about modern or travel. I wouldn't say modern day traveling, but traveling in 2022 under these circumstances is because a lot of these airlines are very short staffed. The first flight I was telling you about as to why it was canceled, they didn't even give me a reason. I had no idea. They just canceled the flight. It wasn't weather related or anything like that. And to this day, I don't even know. So just something to take into consideration when you are traveling these days. And I think you raise a good point. A good point, Jeff. Really good point. So just whether even if you're coming to Jamaica or not, just be aware that you're probably going to face some delays. I had my one of my best friends, actually, he was in London last week, as a matter of fact, and his flight just got canceled out the blue, and he had to spend 2 extra days in London. And it's just one of those things that's just important to kind of bake in a little bit of flexibility into your travel, because you just never know what's going to happen right now. It's kind of the Wild West, which is kind of crazy to think about, which is something to be aware of. Hey, what's up, Andrew? Good to have you. Good to be back as well. Captain Brown says, Jeff, your best bet from Toronto is to catch a flight quick connecting to Jamaica via JFK. Yeah, that's going to cost you too. These plane tickets are ridiculous. I usually fly Delta, and I try to stick with Delta as much as I possibly can. And they had some one-way tickets, base main cabin, for $1,200. Others were like $689. They had some for like $400, but you have to go from JFK to Atlanta to Jamaica, which I wasn't doing. That was just too much. And so I got a JetBlue ticket. How much did I get this ticket for? I'll tell you right now. I want to give everybody accurate information. I don't think I paid $300 for my ticket. I think it was $300, $279 one way JetBlue coming from JFK. Mind you, I bought my ticket the day before, so that factor that into consideration. I can't even find my ticket. Yeah, don't worry about it. But yeah, I think it was $279 one way, which was fine under the circumstances. But tickets in general are just kind of expensive these days, especially Delta, which I can't believe they were charging that amount of money. Can't believe they were charging $1,000 one way. Main cabin. Gavin Harbour, hello, Thought Missing Travelers. What's up, Gavin? Good to see you on here. Thanks for always chiming in. Can't wait to see you back here on your next trip. I'm sure you're coming soon. Captain Brown says pilot timeout happens a lot more than it's reported on the news due to the shortage, unfortunately. Yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing. But it makes sense, and I wasn't tripping over it, because to me, they're looking out for our safety as passengers. Yes, huge inconvenience. They should have planned that a little bit better, for sure. But it's like, what do you want them to do? You really want them to like fly too many hours? I'm sure it would have been fine, but I don't, if that's the rule and they have it in place for a reason, what are we going to do? So I was just like, fine, do what you have to do. I'm sure everybody's working as fast as possible. And then I was also appreciative of them being honest with us, just not like just keeping us there and delaying us, even though they did that for a little bit. But eventually they told us what's happening and what's up. So I was totally okay with that. And, when these sort of things happen, same thing with like mechanical issues, like forget it. Like, I'm not rushing anybody. Go ahead, do your thing. I want to fly the safest possible plane with the safest possible pilots as possible. Sade says, Strop, have you seen that the government started renovating Moreton Bay? They plan to redesign all the Paris capitals and Spanish Town next. Nope, didn't see that. I am like so out the loop. I gotta catch up on a lot of these things in these last few weeks. So I will be more prepared next week. I promise. Yeah, Sade, if you have an article to that, a link to the article, I would really appreciate that. You could throw in the comments or you can shoot me an email. I would really appreciate reading up on that. But if not, I'll find it and look it up. Lupus says Long Island. It has been chaotic in London. Bus strikes are next. Oh wow, didn't even know about that. Captain Brown says JetBlue is my airline, but we are not short on problems either. Jeff says, thanks, Captain Brown. I fly from Alberta, just getting across Canada and is a challenge. Hopefully we will see more direct flights of Calgary and Edmonton. I know the demand is there. Byron says, hi, Throp, coming to Jamaica at the end of the year. I was there in February of this year. I came to Negril, but it was raining all day. Didn't have a chance to hit the beach. Oh, no. Sorry to hear that. Hopefully you have better luck at the end of the year. I think you will. Yeah, and I remember we were getting very unconventional weather in February and March, and it was raining like crazy, and it's not rainy season. I don't know what was up with that. So I do recall that. But hopefully that won't happen this time when you come. All right. I think we're going to start wrapping up soon, unless we have some more questions. I know we're keeping this a little short, but I didn't have much of an agenda today, more of a catch up than anything else. And of course, we had the celebration of 60 years of independence yesterday, so we had to come on. But yeah, if you have any last minute questions, I'd be more than happy to answer. Howard says, what are the costs of construction per square feet in Negril or surrounding areas? I do not know. I can find out and let you know. And I'm assuming labor costs. I feel like I know. I don't want to give you the wrong answer because my friend is actually working on a project now and he told me a number and I don't want to give you the wrong answer. So I will get back to you on that, Harren. Thank you for that. Alfonso says, welcome back. Thought, welcome back. Just imagine a crime-free Jamaica with a better healthcare system, better education system, and a better quality of life. It would be mind-blowing to assess our true ability. I can't agree with you more, Alfonso. And I like to imagine that we are somewhat on the way to achieving that and putting in the investments to make that actually an actual reality. And I feel that that's what's happening. I feel I'd like to think we're like in a transition phase as a country and that we are in some ways making the sacrifices for a better future. And I think that the right pieces are being put and moved into place to make that a real future. And I don't think it's something that is far-fetched, to be honest, of living this so-called dream that you kind of just explained and making that a reality. And hopefully it's not something that we just imagine. It's something that we can live and experience in our lifetime. But I do think that it's not something that we just wait to see happen. It's something that we need to help contribute toward achieving at the end of the day, and I think with communities like this that we're building and discussions that we have on Sundays like this, I think that helps push us towards this and helps push us towards making this dream a reality and help us work collectively towards this. And even everybody's interest, I know most people who are in this chat are living abroad, are chiming in from somewhere outside of Jamaica. And that to me speaks volumes. That to me is like telling me that people are interested in the future of Jamaica. And there's a group of us who are interested in the prosperity of Jamaica and making Jamaica a better change for Jamaica and also being a part of that change. And this is kind of what it's going to take. It's not something, I don't believe that this is something that we can completely rely on the government to do. This is something that we all have to contribute towards and be a part of, whether it's with our ideas, whether it's with how we vote, whether it's with how we invest, whether it's with where we live. All these little things add to that. And nothing that we do as individuals, it's too small to really make a difference. And sometimes just your presence and sometimes maybe even a question or comment could make all the difference in the world. So I believe working toward making Jamaica a better place, it starts on the community level. And of course, we do need the help of the government, but not being completely reliant on them. So I do imagine that, and I do think that is actually going to be the reality of our future here in the country. Thank you for that comment, Alfonso. Rachel, good seeing you back on. Looking forward to seeing you and meeting everyone in November. Same here, Rachel. Looking forward to that. Top, do you know the code? Sorry, I read that one already. We'll get back to that. Jeff said, I'd love to see you interview more on the beach vendors, such as you did with the coffee lady earlier this year. They are really part of the Negril experience. Can't agree with you more. Yes, we will definitely be doing some of those. Even the jerk chicken guys, I love talking to those guys. They know everything that's happening in and around the grill. More taxi drivers as well. I think they have a good idea on the ground feel about what's happening. And yes, I think that's a good idea, Jeff. Chris Charles, much respect to the aspirational goal of a free, peaceful Jamaica. Thank you, Alfonso. You're welcome. Okay, everyone. I think we are going to leave it there. We've been going an hour and 12 minutes. I like to go 2 hours, but I don't want to go 2 hours off of nothing at this point in time. We will kind of leave it right here, and I will have a much more organized agenda for next Sunday. I'll also be a lot more caught up on what's happening in Negril in Jamaica, and we can have a much more fruitful and in-depth discussion on all that's happening. We will be dropping another interview this week. I interviewed, if you know, Dwight Jamaica Uncut. Sorry, totally blanked on the name of his channel. So he has a YouTube channel, Jamaica Uncut, and he also has an Instagram page with over 100,000 followers. I think over 130,000 followers, as a matter of fact, called Jamaica Uncut. And we did a fantastic interview, and I'm very much looking forward to sharing that with you. He dropped so many gems in that interview, and we're going to be dropping that this week. The latest would be Saturday, but I really want to do a midweek drop, and we're going to try and get that out as soon as we possibly can. So look out for that this week, and of course next Sunday, same time, same place, we'll be doing another live stream as well, and gonna keep this going as much and as consistently as we possibly can. Just got one more comment here. John Price says, greetings, Throp. Have you heard about the UIC Joseph? Patterson is the president. I watch your program all the time, and I would like to see you interview him. Nope, I don't know who that is, but I'll have to look him up and see what he's about. Yo. Sorry about that. Somebody just stepped in front of the camera. All right, we're gonna leave it there. It's all good, Throp. I like short services on a Sunday. Smile. Awesome. Same here. Okay, thank you all for joining. I will see you again next Sunday, same place, same time. We will be dropping another interview this week, and we're going to be more consistent. We're going to try and get more videos out now that I'm back and on my regular schedule. Thank you all for joining. Happy Sunday to all, and happy 60th Independence to Jamaica. Take care, everyone. Have a great week.